Hi, I'm Emily, 39 years old. Life has a way of throwing unexpected curveballs, and mine took a drastic turn when I met my ex-husband, let's call him John, after 13 long years. Back then, I was a 20-something office clerk, smitten by John's lively and cheerful demeanor. Love at first sight, they call it. We got married within 6 months, and everything seemed perfect during our dating days. Little did I know that marriage would unveil a different side of him. John, a light truck delivery driver, brought in a steady income, but it came at the cost of emotional abuse. The routine of being showered with derogatory remarks and facing his unpredictable mood swings became a daily struggle. I never anticipated that married life could be so tough and painful. One Thanksgiving gathering at John's parents' house marked a turning point. In front of my in-laws, he started mocking me, comparing me unfavorably to another family member's wife. The humiliation cut deep, and from that day, my visits to their home became scarce. Life turned into a living nightmare. As the days passed, I found solace in my elder sister, let's call her Sarah. 3 years older than me, Sarah was always a source of support. She visited one day and noticed the toll my marriage had taken on me. Tearfully, I confided in her about the emotional abuse, feeling like I was living in a prison of pain and despair. Sarah, who worked nights at her previous job, decided to be my rock during this difficult time. She came over nearly every day, providing a semblance of relief from the constant tension. Little did I know, she was hatching a plan to free me from this torment. 6 months into the nightmare, John dropped a bombshell. He wanted a divorce. It seemed abrupt, and he was willing to pay a hefty sum to make it happen. The lawyer presented the terms, but the pain cut deeper. Did he ever have any affection for me? During the divorce proceedings, it became evident that John's true motives lay elsewhere. He was infatuated with someone else, and that someone else turned out to be my sister Sarah. The realization hit me like a ton of bricks. The person I had considered my rock was at the center of the storm. The divorce finalized, and life took a surreal turn. I found myself dining at an upscale Chinese restaurant, invited by someone. And there he was, John, with that familiar sneer, mocking me for being single. I'm going to be living the dream with her, but hey, you're not too bad looking. Maybe with a bit of effort. I'm sorry, my dear, he taunted, oblivious to the gravity of the situation. Sarah, with a calm but firm demeanor, dropped a bombshell of her own. Sorry, I guess. I'm not going to marry you, she said, shaking off his arm with a smile. The revelation hit John like a freight train. Turns out, Sarah's plan all along was to reject his initial proposal for divorce. She played along to secure as much property as possible, a revenge orchestrated meticulously. I couldn't fathom the depth of deception until she played a voice recording of John, exposing his emotional abuse. As the truth unfolded, the restaurant turned into a battleground of emotions. John's in-laws, once supportive, condemned him. He was disowned by his parents on the spot. My revenge was achieved, but the bitter taste of betrayal lingered. In the aftermath, I expressed my gratitude to Sarah for her role in this twisted saga. As we sat in that restaurant, I couldn't help but wonder what lay ahead. The scars of emotional abuse don't fade easily, and life seemed like an uncertain journey waiting to unfold. The aftermath of that surreal restaurant confrontation left me in a daze. The wounds of emotional abuse ran deep, and the revelations about John and Sarah created a void that seemed impossible to fill. Sarah, my confidant turned orchestrator of revenge, remained by my side as we navigated the aftermath. The divorce settlement brought a sense of financial independence, but the emotional toll lingered. The support of friends and family, though comforting, couldn't erase the scars etched into my soul. In the days that followed, I grappled with a whirlwind of emotions. Betrayal intertwined with relief, and the realization that my sister had played a pivotal role in my revenge was a bitter pill to swallow. The lines between victim and victor blurred in the haze of the aftermath. As life moved forward, I found myself at a crossroads. The once familiar path of marriage and companionship seemed shrouded in uncertainty. Trust, shattered into a million pieces, needed delicate hands to piece it back together. The prospect of love became a distant echo, drowned out by the haunting echoes of abuse. Sarah, despite her instrumental role in the revenge plot, became a source of conflicting emotions. Her actions had liberated me from an abusive marriage, but the price was the trust between sisters. The bond that had weathered childhood storms now faced an uncertain future. In the wake of the divorce, I embarked on a journey of self-discovery. The 39-year-old me, scared but resilient, confronted the complexities of rebuilding a life. The apartment on the 10th floor, once a silent witness to despair, now echoed with the tentative footsteps of a woman learning to stand on her own. Work became a refuge, a place where I could regain a semblance of control. The routine of office life provided a distraction from the tumultuous sea of emotions that threatened to engulf me. Yet, in the solitude of my thoughts, the questions loomed large. Could I trust again? Was love an illusion, a mirage that danced on the horizon but remained elusive? The wounds inflicted by John's emotional abuse had left scars that whispered doubts into the recesses of my mind. Months passed, and the echoes of that restaurant confrontation gradually faded. Life settled into a new rhythm, a melody played on the strings of resilience. The support of friends and the resilience within became the pillars on which I leaned. And then, unexpectedly, a twist of fate unfolded. A chance encounter with someone who saw beyond the scars and the shadows of the past. His name was David, a colleague at work, whose kindness became a soothing balm to my wounded spirit. As we navigated the delicate dance of friendship, David's genuine warmth and understanding became a beacon of hope. The wounds of the past didn't magically vanish, but in his company, I found the courage to envision a future where trust wasn't a distant memory. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. David's presence in my life continued to grow, a steady and reassuring force. His kindness was a gentle reminder that not all connections were tainted by the toxicity of the past. We navigated the delicate balance between friendship and the potential for something more. As we spent more time together, the scars of my previous marriage started to fade into the background. David's patience and understanding became the healing salve for wounds that once felt irreparable. His laughter echoed through the quiet corridors of my heart, dispelling the lingering shadows of doubt. Our connection deepened, slowly evolving into a bond that transcended the boundaries of mere friendship. Yet the fear of vulnerability lingered. The wounds inflicted by John's emotional abuse had left me cautious, tiptoeing on the fragile ground of trust. One evening, as the sun dipped below the city skyline, David and I found ourselves immersed in a conversation that transcended the mundane. The topic shifted to the complexities of relationships, and I couldn't help but confront the fears that had nestled in the corners of my heart. I've been through a lot, David. Trust doesn't come easy for me, I confessed, my gaze fixed on the distant horizon. His response was measured, filled with the sincerity that mirrored the clear sky above. I understand, Emily. Building trust takes time, and I'm willing to wait. You deserve to be surrounded by understanding and warmth. Those words, simple yet profound, cast a flicker of hope within me. The prospect of love, tarnished by past traumas, was being reshaped by the kindness of a person who saw beyond the scars. David's willingness to stand by me as I mended the broken pieces of trust sparked a renewed sense of courage. Months turned into a year, and David's steadfast presence became a cornerstone of my healing journey. The apartment on the 10th floor, once a sanctuary of despair, transformed into a haven where laughter and shared moments created a new narrative. In the midst of this metamorphosis, Sarah, my sister, reemerged. The gulf that had separated us began to narrow as the passage of time softened the edges of betrayal. We embarked on a tentative journey towards rebuilding the sisterly bond that had weathered storms. Life, unpredictable and resilient, continued to unfold. David and I navigated the intricacies of a budding romance, one marked by patience and understanding. The wounds of the past, though etched into the fabric of my being, no longer dictated the course of my future. The seasons changed, and with each passing day, the foundation of trust between David and me strengthened. Our relationship blossomed into a tapestry woven with shared dreams, laughter, and the quiet reassurance of being understood. The scars of my past were no longer open wounds. They were stories etched into the pages of my history. David's unwavering support not only mended the fractures in my heart, but also allowed me to rediscover the joy of simple pleasures. Together, we explored the city, discovered hidden gems in its corners, and created new memories that overshadowed the painful echoes of the past. One evening, as we strolled through a quiet park bathed in the soft glow of streetlights, David spoke words that echoed in the stillness around us. "Emily, you've shown incredible strength, and I admire the resilience that brought you to this point. You deserve every bit of happiness." His words resonated with a truth I had long denied myself. The 39-year-old me, once defined by the shadows of an abusive marriage, now stood at the threshold of a life reshaped by courage and the capacity to love again. In the midst of this newfound happiness, Sarah, my sister, continued to play a role in my life. The gulf that had separated us gradually narrowed, as apologies were exchanged and understanding deepened. We embarked on the delicate journey of rebuilding a sisterly bond that, although scared, bore the promise of renewal. As the chapters of my life unfolded, David and I faced the inevitable question of commitment. The prospect of vulnerability, now tempered by the strength of our connection, lay before us. Late one evening, with the city lights painting a romantic backdrop, David broached the topic that had lingered in the unspoken spaces between us. "Emily, I care about you deeply, and I want to be a part of your life in a more permanent way. Will you take this journey with me?" The gravity of his words hung in the air, and for a moment, time seemed to pause. The 39-year-old me, who had weathered the storms of an abusive marriage and emerged stronger, found herself standing at the crossroads of a new beginning. Torn between the echoes of past pain and the promise of a future built on trust and love, I took a deep breath. "Yes, David, I'm ready to take this journey with you," I replied, feeling a sense of liberation as the words left my lips. As we embraced the uncertainty of the future, the city around us seemed to celebrate our decision. The honking of distant horns and the distant hum of life resonated with a harmony that mirrored the newfound harmony within. The decision to commit to a life with David marked the beginning of a new chapter, one filled with anticipation, hope, and the gentle warmth of a love that had weathered the storms of the past. As we navigated the intricacies of building a life together, the scars of my previous marriage served as a testament to the strength that had brought me to this point. David and I moved into a new phase of our relationship, where the daily routines of shared meals, quiet evenings, and whispered confidences became the building blocks of our shared existence. The apartment on the 10th floor, once a symbol of despair, now echoed with the harmonious notes of companionship. In the midst of this newfound joy, the relationship with Sarah continued to evolve. While the shadows of past betrayals lingered, the bond between sisters proved resilient. Apologies turned into understanding, and our journey towards rebuilding a connection that had been tested by the tumultuous winds of the past gained momentum. Life with David brought a sense of stability that I had yearned for, and his unwavering support allowed me to explore new facets of myself. The office, once a refuge from the chaos of my previous marriage, became a place where I thrived, emboldened by the love and encouragement that spilled over from my personal life. As the seasons cycled through their familiar patterns, the 39-year-old me found solace in the routines of this redefined life. The city, once a witness to my struggles, now unfolded before me with a different perspective, its streets paved with the promise of shared adventures and uncharted territories. David's proposal, now a tangible reality, led us to the path of planning a future together. Conversations about shared dreams, aspirations, and the possibility of building a family became integral parts of our daily discourse. The prospect of a life intertwined with his brought a sense of fulfillment that I hadn't dared to envision during the darkest nights of my past. Yet the echoes of that past remained, manifesting in moments of vulnerability and doubt. The 39-year-old me, while resilient, grappled with the shadows that occasionally cast a fleeting darkness over the newfound joy. David, perceptive and attuned to the nuances of my journey, became a pillar of strength during these moments of introspection. One day, as we stood on the balcony of our shared apartment, the cityscape below bathed in the hues of a setting sun, David spoke words that resonated with a profound understanding of the complexities we faced. Emily, our love has weathered the storms of the past, and I know that the echoes of pain occasionally find their way into the present. But together, we can navigate through them. Our love is a journey, and every step, even the difficult ones, is a testament to our strength. His words, spoken with a sincerity that reached the depths of my soul, brought a renewed sense of clarity. The path ahead, though unpredictable, seemed less daunting with his hand firmly intertwined with mine. As David and I continued our journey together, the intricate tapestry of our shared existence unfolded with both expected and unexpected threads. The routine of our daily lives became the canvas on which our love story was painted, each stroke contributing to the masterpiece of our intertwined destinies. Our relationship matured, evolving beyond the initial stages of discovery into a partnership marked by mutual respect and understanding. The 39-year-old me, who had once questioned the very essence of love, now found solace in the simple gestures of companionship, in the laughter that echoed through our shared space. As time passed, the prospect of starting a family took center stage in our conversations. The idea of parenthood, once a distant dream, became a tangible reality that beckoned with both excitement and trepidation. The wounds of the past, though healing, whispered doubts that lingered in the corners of my mind. Navigating the complexities of family planning unearthed layers of vulnerability. The fear of repeating the mistakes of the past, of subjecting a child to the emotional scars I had endured, became a specter that occasionally haunted my thoughts. David, perceptive and unwavering in his support, became my anchor during these moments of introspection. One evening, as we sat on the couch, enveloped in the warmth of our shared space, David broached the subject with a tenderness that mirrored the love that bound us. "Emily, I understand the fears that linger from your past, but we're not defined by it. We have the power to create a different story, one built on love and resilience." His words penetrated the layers of doubt, sparking a renewed sense of courage within me. The 39-year-old me, once burdened by the weight of past traumas, began to envision a future where the echoes of pain were drowned out by the laughter of our own family. Together, we embarked on the journey of parenthood. The anticipation and joy of welcoming a new life into our home filled the air with a palpable excitement. The pregnancy, though marked by its own set of challenges, brought us closer, reinforcing the strength of our bond. As the due date approached, the apartment on the 10th floor transformed into a nest of anticipation. Nestled in the heart of the city that had witnessed my struggles and triumphs, it now echoed with the coos of a newborn, the manifestation of a love that had overcome the shadows of the past. The arrival of our child, a daughter we named Lily, breathed new life into our home. Her laughter became the melody that serenaded our days, and her presence cast a warm glow over the once desolate corridors of my heart. The 39-year-old me, now a mother, marveled at the beauty of this new chapter. Yet, the journey was far from over. Parenthood brought its own set of challenges, sleepless nights, and moments of self-doubt. However, in the shared responsibility of raising Lily, David and I discovered reservoirs of strength that we never knew existed. As we cradled Lily in our arms, the 39-year-old me, having weathered the darkest nights of emotional abuse, embraced the role of a mother with a sense of gratitude. The scars of the past, once symbols of pain, were now reminders of resilience and the transformative power of love. Our family, built on the foundation of trust and shared history, continued to evolve. Lily's laughter echoed through the hallways, intertwining with the echoes of our love story. The city below, a silent witness to our journey, painted the backdrop to a life that had found its way back from the brink of despair. And so, the 39-year-old me, surrounded by the love of her family, faced the future with a newfound sense of hope and the belief that, even in the face of adversity, love had the power to rewrite the script of a life once marked by shadows.